Life is a beautiful mess, and this is my way of rendering the beautiful mess into colors. The words that you see right now on the screen were spoken by Maulana Rumi. He said that lovers don't finally meet somewhere, they are in each other all along. Despite being synonymous to the love I have for this format of art, I dig down and delve for the love of things I do. I have to be crazy about it to give it my 100%. I'm not forcing myself to do it. I'm actually finding a reason to love for things that might even seem trivial and boring. There is this certain hidden goal, this aspiration to get to that goal, and the path to that goal and the journey towards it might not be smooth. It might be rough and shaky. But once you get there, you get the feeling of satisfaction. And that's something to aim for. After all, you have to attend all of the boring history classes to get a perfect 4.0 GPA. And if you try to find love within things, love will come finding you when you are in the desire and urge. Calligraphy is etymology, the art of properly forming characters of writing. This comes from ancient Greek. Almost all civilizations practiced writing having developed an art of calligraphy. However, some of them have a special status according to the particular historical and philosophical context. Among them, Arabic calligraphy stands out to be my forte. I try to dig down deeper into it every day, and every time I do so, I find something new about it. In many Oriental civilizations, the calligraphy is part of occult sciences hierarchy, commonly known as thought kalam. The trait and the philosophical ideas are inseparable. It is also part in the West, known as the art of Coptic monks. Great calligraphers charged with contributing prestige of the sovereign and the aristocrat.
Keep ringing the bell, playing the tempura, calling for him. For you have touched something holy inside with your spirit body, and now your eyes look broken without his sacred presence near. The heart is like that, blessed and ruined once it has known divine beauty, then it becomes a restless sky hunter. The lover keeps circling in their being, their sweetest moments with God, needing to kiss his face once again.
Calligraphy is an art between writing and image. I call it a visual philosophy, an art that translates the meaning of the word. This work is a translation of the quote by Peter Thornton. He said that travel to the center of the words. The beneficiary of drawing letters is that we can incorporate the nuance. Nuance rather than slavish precision is what breathes life into our letters. And that is exactly true. I try to portray messages and a purpose behind my paintings so that the receiver or the viewer who is sitting next side of the painting can understand and can comprehend it into his own life. The idea behind is very simple. It is the transmission of a message that the artist has encrypted in his art. And that's what I look forward to as well. The words mean a lot. They have a hidden meaning in themselves. And that is why I like to paint them with a brush. We choose our environment, and our desire in human undertaking is synonymous with endowment. All men would, I suppose, be optimists. Certainly most of us regard happiness as proper end of all earthly enterprise. The will to be happy animals are like the philosopher, the prince, and the chimney sweeper. No matter how dull or how mean or how wise a man is, he feels that happiness is his indisputable right. I consider myself an optimist. I think optimism is very important. Hence, this quote by Helen Keller is not effective. It lacks a word which is hope. These people don't look for absolute happiness, yet they hope for absolute happiness. I believe we as a society are capable of finding solutions. Because we live in democracies which are not perfect at all, but they're capable of finding solutions as long as there is some sense of compromise and goodwill. Even though these people or entities will be diametrically opposites. But we can still see how democracies are working for us. Violence is decreasing day by statistics. Stephen Pinks mentions that in his book Rational Optimists, that throughout centuries we have seen a drop in violence, which is the indicator, he suggests, about democracies being working rather than communism and other things. Hence, being optimist is not a bad option. Now we need to understand that it is not that I never get disappointed. Well, one of the examples is that I follow the world politics, and some of it is very discouraging. Let's take the example of Trump winning the elections and him denying climate change. But in reality, I try to focus on things that I can influence and not to get bent out of shape of things which I cannot influence. Similarly, assume that you will succeed and be satisfied with what you achieve. Just try giving it your 100%. But don't be unhappy about something that is very unrealistic, because you are not going to get it at the first place. In visuals of my calligraphy, I quote the words of Nicholas Murray Butler. He said that optimism is essential to achievement, and it is the foundation of courage and true progress. The idea behind is very simple. It is the transmission of a message that the artist has encrypted in his art. And that's what I look forward to as well. The words mean a lot. They have a hidden meaning in themselves. And that is why I like to paint them with my brush. This is my drive. This is my grace. And this gives me internal happiness.